Good morning, my beautiful LinkedIn friends. It's actually the afternoon. So today I've had a stand-up with the Verbalize.science crew, and I'm starting to get excited about all the feedback that I've had about the learning, the helping, and the full content strategy services that I'm developing for professionals and businesses. But today I want to talk about the mistakes I've made with content throughout the last sort of 10 years of creating content. Here's a cyclist. All right, as I wait for my awesome coffee from Incognito Cafe, the first thing I want to say is that the first mistake I reckon I made is producing content without a good audience, a clear defined audience in mind. It's really difficult to create content for an unknown entity, and I feel like I rushed into the content production before really understanding my audience. So that's something that now that I take a lot of pride in helping people through, just because you need to know who you're writing content for. Live and learn. So the second thing that I've really sort of screwed up on with content in the past is not doing keyword analysis very well for blogs. I love SEO optimized blog content, and that's because you write a good blog and it can pay you back for years, bringing in thousands of visitors to your website, even a month. And the one thing I did early on is I didn't do the manual analysis very well. So just literally typing that keyword into Google and seeing what's in the first page. If the first page is full of really big, heavy players, then there's no point in me creating a blog post, at least at the moment when I'm big and massive, sure. But that's been the second biggest thing, is going after keywords in my blog that are far too competitive. So the last mistake that I want to talk about is the mistake that I think a lot of people make when creating content, which is I didn't accept that it would take a very long time to build up an audience. Producing content is not a short-term strategy. It's about showing up consistently, and I have tried to do that every single day. Having patience, I think, is the last thing that you need. And maybe it's a mistake that I made, is expecting things to move faster than they currently are. But the important thing is provide value. Always come back to that, and I don't think you can go wrong. You just have to wait a little bit longer than you think. All right, LinkedIn, that's the end of the day. I am now getting some Indian takeaway because I cannot be cooking after a massive day inside. Remember, you got this. You can get all my past videos on my YouTube channel, and I shall speak to you tomorrow. I'm going to eat some delicious Indian food. Get in my beard.